Hello and welcome to Superscreen Midday News, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. The Senate has confirmed the suspension issued to Senator Ilvie Omagege has been invalidated by a federal high court. It also stated that the access to be given to Omagege is in compliance with the court order, noting that the judgment has been appealed while a motion for stay of execution of the order has been filed. You will recall that the Senate had on April 12, 2018, suspended Omagege for 90 legislative days for dragging the chairman to court over the amendment to the Electoral Act 2010, which seeks to reshuffle the sequence of polls during a general election. However, the Federal High Court in Abuja proceedings by Justice Nnamdi has notified the suspension with immediate effect. In all the news, All Progressives Congress APC chieftain Magnus Abe has appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to call warring members in Rivers State to order. The senator representing Rivers Southeast said this following alleged compromise of APC's internal conflict resolution, where aggrieved members was advised to seek redress in court. Abe urged the president to intervene quickly to save the party from men without conscience. He also urged the APC to distance itself from the show of shame currently going on in Rivers State. Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha has insisted on the fresh date for the All Progressives Congress APC World Congress in the state. The governor, while addressing his loyalists, said there will be no local government congress in the state until the crisis of the World Congress is rectified. Okorocha also, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Sam Onwemedo, asked the loyal party members to relax, assuring them that the National Working Committee of the party will fix new dates for the World and local government congresses of the party in the state. He said that the sensitive materials meant for the World Congress of the party in Imo State were stolen, making the exercise not to take place on Saturday. Now, the governor, Nasir El-Rufai, says administration will take legal action against individuals and institutions that announces false results in the just concluded local government election in the state. Nasir El-Rufai reiterated the willingness of his administration to investigate and prosecute political forces that tried to sabotage the process in the recently concluded local government election in Kaduna State. He expressed delight with the people of Kaduna State for the peaceful and orderly conduct of the May 12th local government election. Police have dispersed members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, IMN, from the Federal Secretarial Complex in Abuja. The Shiite members took to the Secretarial Complex to protest the release of their leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, and his wife from the custody of the Department of State Services. The angry protesters were said to have grounded the complex and took over the roads in the area just a few meters from the presidential villa and the National Assembly complex. They were reportedly armed with stones, daring the security operatives that were earlier deployed in the area to dislodge them. A source, however, confirmed to journalists that a team of policemen swiftly arrived at the scene to disperse the protesting Shiite members.
Hey, inside. Jesus Christ.
An appeal has been made to the political class to continue to protect all institutions in Nigeria. A legal practitioner, Tunde Kolawole, made this appeal in an interview with Superscreen while reacting to activities that characterize the All Progressives Congress APC wards and local government area congresses.
Reacting on the activities that characterized the All Progressives Congress APC ward and local government area congresses, this legal practitioner Tunde Kolawole urged the political class to respect all institutions in the country and invariably work on promoting peace and unity.
This portends a lot of danger for all of us and all that. It shows us that the people in the APC are not different from the people in the PDP or any of these other political parties. It also shows us that for most of the people in the APC, the political party is just a mere vehicle through which they want to realize their respective political ambition. It also tells us that the APC have learned nothing from the past and they have forgotten nothing and they are ready to continue with all the bad things that are associated with politics of the past in terms of thuggery, in terms of bribery, in terms of hooliganism, in terms of lack of respect for the rule of law. And if that is the case, you and I could almost predict that they would also want to tamper with the 2018 election in terms of trying to enforce or trying to impose their will on the average Nigerian. The country exists, that is why politicians also exist. If the country doesn't exist, there's not going to be any political class. So the political class must be mindful of protecting the country, or protecting the judiciary, or protecting all institutions that we do have in this country. Because if you don't protect institutions, you destroy those institutions. Lo and behold, what you are indirectly doing is also destroying yourself in the process.
You will recall that the party's ward and LGA congresses in different parts of the country recorded violence as evident in Imo, Enugu states, Edo, and Lagos State, where one person died in Agege. And the one that many will not forget in a hurry is that of River State, where sporadic shooting caused by a battle for supremacy between Senator Magnus Abe and Rotimi Amechi.
River State.
Reacting on this development, these Nigerians expressed divergent views, while some are pessimistic of a peaceful election in 2019, others expressed optimism.
If this general election, there will be no violence, but at the current level, everybody is showing power tussle here and there. That is why you see violence everywhere. Even if a PDP today start doing their congresses, you will see where problem lies. So congresses, they are bound to be problem.
It was a shame if they could not conduct the ordinary World Congress election. So we wonder what will happen in 2019 general election. And it is quite unfortunate that APC, being the ruling party, that they could not be able to manage their own internal affairs. INEC should be totally independent, understand? Because the success of election depends on them. And they really need to conduct a free and fair election.
There have always been violence at the worst level, anyway, in the previous elections. So I think this time around it was minimal. So we should expect that it should improve in 2019.
On its part, River State Governor Nyesom Wike attributed the attack on the court to a coup and a threat on democracy.
This is a complete coup
by Nigerian police and the APC to say that they overthrew the government of Rivers State. I've said it before, and I thank God we are vindicated. They are trying to see how the military will take over the government of Nigeria, knowing fully well that they are not likely to win elections. So for them, we are going to foment any problem.
But what does the law say about such situation in Rivers State where a group shut down courts to prevent ruling?
It's an outright desecration of the judicial system. And it is not the first time it's going to be happening. You will recollect, initially before Fayose was sworn in, there were certain cases before the court. In order for the court not to deliver its ruling or judgment in respect of those cases and order, it was alleged that Governor Fayose mobilized talks to the courts and order, and then destabilizes the proceedings. Destabilize the proceedings that were going on, and court went in there tearing the files and all the documents that were before the court, and up to today, nobody has been punished for that desecration of the justice system. With regards to what has happened in Rivers State specifically, you could say that the people who have engaged in that heinous act have fallen for what we describe as contempt of court. To that extent, if they could be apprehended, that is if the police is interested, because we saw most of the people who did the destruction on camera, the police could always trace these people, apprehend them, arrest them, and then bring them before the court.
In preparation for the general elections, however, Nigerians have been urged to be peaceful and protect their votes in 2019. Adinke Owoye Ajiboye, Superscreen News.
Professor Wole Soyinka says Nigeria's war against corruption will not succeed until the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, arrests corrupt officials. Professor Soyinka gave the warning at the opening of a 4-day conference of the heads of anti-corruption agencies from across Africa in Abuja. Professor Soyinka has been a strong critic of corruption in the country and has repeatedly called on the federal government to take decisive action to end the wave of killings in the country and the activities of the killer headsmen. Soyinka also urged the EFCC to go after the corrupt officials in high places. Newly inaugurated Vice Chairman of Irekpo Local Government Council Development Area in Oyo State, Adeyemo Ojedele, is dead. Ojedele was among the 68 chairmen and vice chairmen elected at the local government election held across the 33 local government areas and 35 local council development areas in the state on Saturday. Report says Adeyemo, while returning from the swearing-in ceremony in Ibadan, had an accident along Igbomosho-Igbeti Road in Okeogun area of the state. However, all efforts to get the reaction of the chairman of the LCDA, Ashifu Adediran, have proven abortive. The national chairman of the PDP, Uche Secondus, has condoled with another chieftain of the party, Bode George, over the death of his son, Oladipupo, who died in Ikoyi Hospital after a brief illness on Thursday. Secondus, who was received by the Lagos State Chairman, Moshood Salvador, at the early hours of the years, expressed his sympathy to Bode George on behalf of his party. Secondus said the National Working Party was pained by what they described as a sad loss, expressing bitterness that such a young man at 42 will die early. Secondus and other members of the party from Abuja were led to Bode George's house in Ikoyi by the state chairman, Moshood Salvador, and other party members in the state. The nationwide strike embarked upon by health workers may have suffered a setback following resolve by doctors to render services and kick against the demands of the health workers. The national chairman of JOESO, Biobomoye Josiah, has alerted the doctors to make efforts to frustrate ongoing talks to end the strike. Josiah raised the alarm when he fielded questions from journalists in Abuja and also accused the Ministry of Health of collaborating with the doctors in suppressing JOESO's legitimate demands. The strike by the union has so far crippled healthcare delivery in the public health institutions across the country, while the doctors render services. Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, has confirmed that negotiations are ongoing to end the strike. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Do stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigerian government are keeping quiet. Herdsmen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop there 4 million naira, which I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back, and now for some business stories. The trial of top executives from two oil majors, ENI and Shell, over alleged corruption in Nigeria has started with a brief procedural hearing and a decision to re-adjourn to next month. The trial, which was initially scheduled to begin on March 5th in the Milan court, was postponed until May 14 and transferred to another chamber. The Milan court said the next hearing set for June 20th will access requests from third parties, including a series of international non-profit organizations, to join the case. A lawyer representing the Nigerian government, Domenico Catoni, also confirmed he's stepping down from his role. Milan prosecutors alleged that bribes were paid to win the license to explore oil blocks that holds an estimated 9 billion barrels of oil, of which was never entered into the production. The Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing has commissioned the rehabilitation of the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway with an inspectional tour of the road. Director, Federal Highway Southwest, Olalekan Busari, said the road has been neglected by previous administrations before it was awarded to Julius Berger for construction this month. According to Busari, the project is divided into two sections, the first of which starts from Ile-Zik in Lagos, spanning about 20 kilometers, while the second section falls in Ogun State and covers 60 kilometers. Busari said the project had suffered several setbacks in the past, but that the current administration is resuscitating it as part of its mandate to deliver infrastructure development to Nigerians. The zonal head of Zenith Bank PLC, Lawrence Akonde, has linked Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose to the 1.2 billion naira allegedly received from the office of the National Security Advisor about a month to the second-term election in 2014. The 1.2 billion naira is the subject of the ongoing trial of the governor's aides, Abiodun Agbele, before Justice Nnamdi Digba of the Federal High Court in Abuja. You will recall that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in August 2016 arraigned Agbele and 3 companies before the court on 11 counts of money laundering involving 4.685 trillion allegedly taken by the immediate past NSA Colonel Sambo Dasuki from Onsa's account with the Central Bank of Nigeria.